Today, I want to explain two basic types of heat guns for beginners. This blue heat gun is called a Cyclone airflow heat gun. Inside the nozzle, there is a small fan that pulls air in through the air intake at the front of the heat gun. The other one is the straight airflow heat gun. Inside the nozzle, there is a heating coil, and the airflow comes directly from the main unit. The air is pushed straight through this tube and out of the nozzle, creating a narrow and focused stream of heat. This is the shape and design of the Cyclone heat gun nozzle. You can see a structure inside that looks similar to a propeller. This internal spiral design forces the air to rotate as it exits, creating the swirling airflow pattern that the Cyclone heat gun is known for. And this is the nozzle design of the straight airflow heat gun. You can see the small holes at the tip. The air is pushed directly from the main unit and comes straight out through these holes, creating a focused and concentrated airflow. When you look at both nozzles side by side, you can clearly see the difference in their designs. Each one creates a completely different airflow pattern, and that's why they perform so differently during real repair work. Here is an image showing the basic working principles of both heat guns. This makes it easier for beginners to understand why the two designs behave so differently during real repair work. This is the nozzle design of the straight airflow heat gun. Most straight airflow nozzles on the market are made like this. You simply push the nozzle directly onto the heat gun. The air comes straight out through the small opening at the tip, creating a focused and concentrated stream. And for the Cyclone heat gun, the nozzles come in different attachment designs. Personally, I prefer this twist lock style. It's easier to install, more secure, and it prevents air from leaking during use. For my experience, many screw-on nozzle designs tend to leak air. Now let's run a test using a small nozzle with a similar size on both heat guns. I'm setting the temperature to 380 degrees and will blow directly onto a piece of bounty paper to see how it reacts. This simple test helps us compare the airflow strength and heat concentration of each heat gun in a real-world scenario. I'm using this dual color sharpening stone to measure the two different height levels of my heat guns. Each color layer gives me a clear visual reference, so I can compare how far the airflow reaches at different distances. This makes it easier to see the real difference between the straight airflow and the Cyclone airflow in a controlled test. Alright, let's begin the test. We'll compare both heat guns under the same conditions and see how they perform in a real airflow and heat reaction test. As we can see, from a longer distance, the straight airflow heat gun covers a much larger area compared to the Cyclone heat gun. Its direct and concentrated airflow spreads out more as it travels, which is why the heated zone becomes wider at longer distances. Now let's test how both heat guns behave at a close distance. This will show us how concentrated the heat is and how quickly each airflow affects the surface. From the close distance test, we can clearly see the difference. The straight airflow heat gun instantly burns the center of the bounty paper and then spreads outward. In contrast, the Cyclone heat gun is much softer and more even. You can feel the temperature rising gradually instead of shocking the surface all at once. Now let's move on to testing directly on a motherboard. This will show us how each heat gun behaves in a real repair environment, where airflow, control, and heat distribution matter the most. As we can see, when using the straight airflow heat gun to remove components, any capacitor that isn't held firmly will get blown away instantly. Even the chips that are clamped securely start to wobble because the airflow is too direct and too strong. This makes precision work much harder when using a straight airflow heat gun. Now let's test the Cyclone heat gun. We'll see how its swirling airflow behaves on the motherboard and how it affects the components during real repair work. From this test, we can see that the Cyclone heat gun takes a bit longer to heat up the component before it can be removed. But the advantage is clear. The parts stay in place and don't get blown away. The airflow is stable and controlled, making the whole process much safer and more predictable. Now let's switch back to the straight airflow heat gun and take another look at the difference. Seeing them side by side again makes it even clearer how differently the two airflow styles behave during real repair work. As we can see, under the straight airflow heat gun, the chip starts shaking quite aggressively. This level of vibration makes precise alignment much more difficult during installation. The strong, direct airflow simply doesn't give us the stability we need for accurate placement. Next, we're switching the straight airflow heat gun to a smaller nozzle for chip removal. For small chips, we don't need a large heating area, so a smaller nozzle gives us better control and reduces unnecessary heat spread. After this, I'll show you how the straight airflow heat gun performs when removing a chip, and then how the Cyclone heat gun performs when installing a chip. Alright, I hope you learned something useful from this video. To summarize the results, the straight airflow heat gun is more direct and aggressive. It's great for quickly gripping and removing chips, but the strong airflow can easily blow components around. On the other hand, the Cyclone heat gun heats up more slowly, but it's much more stable and controlled. That makes it ideal for installing chips where precision and steady airflow matter the most. Both heat guns have their strengths and weaknesses, and that's exactly why many technicians prefer to keep both types on their bench. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like and subscribe to support the channel. It really helps me bring you more repair content like this.